Genuinely, this game, there is finally another game on the market that actually will fill the space that Call of Duty has left, and it's so good. It doesn't kill Call of Duty, it doesn't do anything like that. People are getting crazy with it. At the end of the day, I think that this game will be successful because it's fast, it's fun, there is a skill gap, but there's no skill-based matchmaking, so it feels very organic. You have lobbies just mixed with some good players, some bad players. Sometimes you're running the full stacks of insane players, sometimes you're running the full stacks of players that think they're good and they're really nothing. So if you're like me and you're actually enjoying XDefiant, or you're interested in XDefiant, or at least enjoy watching it, leave a like on this video to let me know that you guys want to see this more. Regardless, I've been enjoying myself an insane amount. Like, I had actually contemplated not even making a video so I could play.
And for today's video, it has been so long awaited. Finally, we are here to play XDefiant. It's out.
No!
Hey everyone, first things first, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you got really stuffed, and not necessarily just when it comes to food, because we all know some of y'all need stuffed in other ways. One little scroll on Twitter couldn't tell me that. But needless to say, I hope you got some meat inside you in some way or another. But when it comes to me, I'm very, very thankful for every supporter I have on this YouTube journey, because let me tell you, it's extremely hard to grow on this platform. Now, no pun intended, but let's get into the meat and potatoes of the topic at hand, and that is the death of what at one point was hyped up to be the Call of Duty killer, aka XDefiant. Now, immediately, I kind of find this topic like funny, because a lot of people don't even know what this game is or was, and hold on to your diapers, because that point will come back soon. Now, unfortunately, it was announced yesterday that XDefiant will be shutting down in June of next year, and by the time this video is out, you won't be able to download the game or register an account for it or anything of that nature. And I gotta start here, unfortunately, by being a little bit of a meanie pants and say that all the people that are celebrating this and taking victory laps for this game ending should be hung upside down and have, I don't know, their feet tickled with feathers forever. Sorry, I don't know. I was thinking way more deeper, darker shit, but obviously I have to hold back a little bit. So yeah, I mean, around 280 people apparently are gonna have their jobs impacted. You know, that doesn't mean 280 people fired necessarily, but it's definitely gonna be a lot of layoffs. And as much as like you can give reasons for not liking the game or Ubisoft in general, celebrating people losing jobs is just weirdo activity. And for those people, let me just say this. You think it's a mean shit. I hope your parents get laid off, and instead of presents, Santa brings toys to your house, and he brings special toys to use on your mom in front of you, all while filming it to his little elves back at the South Pole Trap House. I hope you get a parking ticket. I hope you can't find the last piece to a Lego set you've been building, and then a week later you step on it. What's some other mean shit? Oh, I hope you get your Amazon package stolen, man. I hope your pets don't even acknowledge you when you come home. I hope your crush friend zones you. I hope you stub your toe and alright, let me stop. I think you get the point. Now, like, as I'm reading comments under the announcements, the stuff I was reading people say was just outrageous. First dumb thing I read was, they should have focused on adding a battle royale. Now, this is a very small team we're talking about here, and unless you've been living under a rock or you're fucking Helen Keller, look at all the issues Warzone has, and they have unlimited money and resources. Now, it's not like it's all unfixable issues, but if you want to see a lot of the bug issues, just go watch my last video. Now, to get into the issues people are claiming XDefiant has, their Lord and Savior Treyarch shoves in their face on COD, and they just look the other way like they're crossing traffic. For example, netcode issues, desync, and bullet registration. I'm gonna put that in one category, okay? Now, yes, I'm not oblivious to this issue, and it was really bad for a while, but guess what? Unlike Call of Duty, they didn't gaslight us and straight up lie about the gameplay experience that we're having and barely communicate at that. Like, I mean, for fuck's sakes, they literally just got community noted on Twitter for being caught in a lie. I've never even seen some shit like that. But instead, XDefiant devs constantly talked about the issues and acknowledged it, and also explained the issues they're currently having trying to get it to work, and communicating and giving updates, and eventually the server issues were great. However, it was a little too late, and again, I'll get into the real issues that caused the downfall for what I believe in a second. But brother, I mean, come on, man. Treyarch has had serious netcode issues since even Black Ops 2, which even exclusive Ace, whose opinion seems to be very highly respected and regarded, showed proof of. And again, not to suck the meat off my last video, but all of that is shown there. But to make matters even worse is that they have the resources and choose not to use them most of the time. Yeah. Next issue I read was people complaining about how the movement was clunky, and I really hate to be this guy here. I really hate to be this guy, but the movement felt like a skill to learn and felt really fun. I was gliding around the map, strafing in the air like an arm inflatable tube man, and this is one I'm unfortunately gonna have to drop the skill issue card on, unfortunately. But I'm willing to hear more about this experience on the movement and stuff from any other good players, because I could be biased, and yeah, I don't know. So the next point, surprisingly, I didn't expect to see so much of, but it is 2024, I suppose, was that they killed their game because of the woke DEI skins. Now, whew, I really have a few words that immediately pop up in my head back to my old toxic days. There's a few canceled words, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There's a few canceled words that I would want to bring out to describe these people, but I don't know. I'm gonna just choose a lighter hearted one, I guess, to be safe. I don't know. I'll let the sensitive people cook me in the comments or whatever afterward. But the word is retard. Holy shit, you're retarded. I'm sorry. I don't even want to dive into that one, and just call him retarded, because wow, a little less typey, a little more read a bookie and go outsidey, huh, pal? Holy shit. Another point I was reading that almost made me pull out the fucking R word is XDefiant died because no skill-based matchmaking. Brother, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think I'm a pretty honest guy, right? At least when it comes to y'all, I'm pretty honest. Maybe to my baby moms, no, I don't even have a baby mama. I don't know why I said that. I just lied to y'all, so maybe I'm not honest. Yeah, I need help. I don't have any energy in my brain for another skill-based matchmaking argument, to be honest. So that one I can't even. I don't know. I really just want to try to get through the year without a brain aneurysm or some shit. Please and thank you. Anyway, I'm going to start by telling you guys why I stopped playing the game, and then tell you the real reasons it failed from someone that doesn't have COD and Twitter fucking brain rot. Now, I played this game a lot. It reminded me of the old days of COD, of just being free and running around killing things and not feeling manipulated or stressed. The movement was so much fun, and the aiming wasn't as easy as COD is, and are both very, very good things for a skill gap in online shooters. If I have better movement and aim, then I shouldn't be punished for it. Wow, who would have thought, guys? I should be able to express that shit and have fun, right? Anyways, the maps were also classic COD maps, and felt so fluid and fun to play, and I couldn't help but constantly think about, man, I wish COD made these maps still. Even with the netcode issues and stuff, it barely affected me at all, and it was very, very minor. And to be fair, maybe it was because I was blinded by all the nostalgia and potential that I seen with XDefiant, and I don't know. But they nerfed sniping a little bit, which sucked, but honestly, it was kind of needed, and they tuned down the movement to make it less spammy, and once I got more used to the stamina and stuff, it felt fine. The movement felt fine. I think this is where a lot of people fell off on top of the coding issues they were still having. If COD did this, it wouldn't even matter, right? Because we all know, unless we're stupid, every single year, COD is a mess at the beginning and unfinished, and they polish it as time goes on and make it into a good game, usually, quote-unquote good game, right? Most of the time when they're saying, oh, we're focused on an issue that players are experiencing, but they know this issue most of the time. During development, they can't get to it yet because it's not their priority, or they don't have the time, right? They plan on always fixing the game after it's released into the game that it's meant to be. Happens every fucking time, people. It's not rocket science, right? But that's COD. COD can get away with shit like that, right? It's fucking COD. Another thing for the more try-hard players, rank play took too long to come out, and the incentives to play it weren't great. Also, content took too long to be released, so lack of content and the meh rank system kind of started to ruin it for me altogether. And to be honest, unless when you were in that really high level of ranked play, it was taking some people several hours to get games, because the rank was so strict, and it wasn't a huge player base at this time. It was starting to die out, so it was just kind of miserable. So there wasn't anything for me to, to sweat in really. And yeah, every game was just kind of casual. There was no way to make the game more or less casual, which kind of sucks, for competitiveness. But anyways, the spawns were good. I mean, another problem is that everyone wants games to kill other games. They have to kill other games. No game can coincide. Obviously the game is an inspired COD arcade shooter, but there's a huge issue right now where every game that releases is marked as the killer of the game. That's the biggest in that genre. It happens with gacha games, hero shooters like Overwatch, Valorant, and beyond. People just can't enjoy games separately without comparing. But also, it's very, very hard to convince someone who's put so much time into a similar game to give up everything, money spent, time played, practice, anything into another similar game. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's fun, it has to be enough to make you switch as part of your main game. So when it comes to XDefiant, even though it was fun for a lot of people, there was always that, I guess I could just play this to pass time till COD comes out in the back of their head, you know what I'm saying? Because sadly, there's just no way that a game like XDefiant would have stood a chance against a big dog like COD and Activision. It's the same with sports games. They don't have a chance at beating NBA 2K or Madden or FIFA without making insane leaps. And if they don't have the resources or people or anything like that to do it, then how are they even going to make those leaps? And I mean, Fortnite was different, man. Fortnite succeeded because it was not only different, but they updated the game so frequently with other things, and they kept it in beta so they could constantly update it. And Battle Royale was also becoming really huge at this time, because of PUBG and shit like that. And it just took off. It has to be something like that that's going to make any of these games kind of get knocked off. You know what I mean? Like, I think part of it's resources and part of it is players in general. And one very big reason why XDefiant actually failed is the marketing. The game was mostly advertised from fucking word to mouth, for fuck's sakes. Barely any marketing at all. And it's not a dev issue, it's Ubisoft, which is the biggest reason for this game's failure. Ubisoft has been killing everything they touch, even themselves. Anything they touch these days just turns to fucking ash. I don't even need to get into any details. You could easily just go on fucking YouTube, type in Ubisoft and see all the shit they've been involved in this year alone, right? But everything they fucking touch turns to ash. Like, Ubisoft nowadays sounds like the beginning of a plot, like, to an anti-hero in an anime or some shit. Like, everything I touch turns to ash. There's nothing for me in this world, so I'm going to give the world what they give to me and destroy it all. Like some super fucking anime villain, anime anti-hero, whatever type shit. Like, I don't know. Like, the game was free and out everywhere, so they have no issue with getting like brand new players often to, like, at the very least test the game out. And if they do happen to, see it in the Xbox store or whatever, just try it out. But how many times have y'all scrolled through, seen a game that you're like, seems kind of cool, but I literally haven't even heard of this game and haven't seen anybody playing it, so it must not be very good. Like, imagine if instead they could be like, oh shit, this is that game I keep seeing in blank 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 that, looks kind of like COD, and I saw one of the factions have like a cool firebomb or some shit, and it looked kind of sick. I might as well test it or play with the boys someday and at least try it out when I have nothing else to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if something like that was kind of the thought process instead. But no marketing means there's none of that shit. Like, most of the time when I told people I was playing XDefiant, they said, what is that? No clue what it was, even when it was already out for weeks, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's just an example, but like, unless your brain isn't literally hanging out of your ear, I think you see my point. Like, even the connections and ping in the lobbies felt amazing after the fixes, and that's because there's no fucking matchmaking system that doesn't fucking care about connection. Like, holy shit, man, my matchmaking search ping goes like all the way to 120 ping sometimes, because it's the only people they could find to manipulate my fucking experience. It'll just keep going. It'll start at like, I don't know what the ping starts at, I forgot, but it'll be like 60 and then 70, and it'll keep going up all the way to like fucking 120 before they finally find people across the fucking world who are somehow even enough to be put in the fucking lobby with me. It's straight fucking bullshit. Now I have to lag because, dude, I'm not even gonna get into it. This is about XDefiant, not COD. Alright. Anyways, I know a lot of people don't even see that because their matchmaking pool isn't a lot, or is a lot more wide range, but I'm being forced in hyping lobbies because they can't find enough people to make my lobby even. So I have a right to fucking complain. Even if you can't relate to it, it is what it is. Shit's a joke, but it's COD, so yeah. Anyway, I eventually stopped playing XDefiant altogether because I was doing other stuff like trying to hit masters on Overwatch, which I did. And as sad as it is to say, I was also deep into like some mobile games. And like all this came to one big final ending for me when one night me and the boys finally had like the same night off of work, put some time together to grind, and we started off the night. It took us about 10 times trying to get into a lobby together before we gave up, and there was only like 4 of us, not even a full group. After 10 times we said fuck it, and then we spent an hour trying to get it to work, couldn't find any solutions, so we spent our night wasted trying to get into a lobby. And then after that, there wasn't enough incentive to want to come back and grind. Most of us, either already leveled up the battle pass or didn't care about the camos, or, they just weren't cool enough, which you could also say is another reason why maybe the game died, is maybe the content itself, the microtransactions, the cosmetics wasn't cool enough. I could kind of see that, I guess. But, yeah, there wasn't enough to come back, and it was also harder to get not only new people, but people who played it before to get back on the game. They're like, why? I mean, the game was kind of cool, but not really much to grind on it, and blah, 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 just wait for COD, It's kind of the same things. It wasn't enough for me to get back on and play it. But I say that to say I didn't stop playing the game because it wasn't a good game. I think the game was actually a really good game. But it is what it is. And, I just want to leave with this, okay? It was very refreshing to see how much the devs cared and openly shared communication, along with their expressive feelings and how much they care about the game they were making. And I even said this, while I was grinding XDefiant, I said, unfortunately, this game will only stand a chance if Call of Duty somehow completely destroys itself. But to be honest, it's Call of Duty. It won't. And Call of Duty's marketing and manipulation alone is so good that as soon as they start announcing leaks of Black Ops 6 or previews or anything about the game, I'll give it to them. Activision, their fucking marketing is 10 out of 10 every time. It definitely gets you fucking hyped. Oh, holy shit. Yes, another COD. Can't wait to, drive my head into a wall. I don't know. Immediately after people were seeing those leaks and stuff, it was enough for them to go to the store real quick, get their Mountain Dew and Doritos, and fully stock the cabinets for the Black Ops 6 brain rot camo grind. And XDefiant also released at a bad time, and it had dry spells of content at the wrong time. And one thing I know for sure is that this was my last Ubisoft straw, and I hope all the families affected are okay after all these layoffs that are incoming. And also, I do want to say, Black Ops 6 is a fun game, and I'm enjoying it. So, I'm giving very, very constructive criticism on Black Ops 6, even though I talk so much shit about it. But a fun game doesn't mean great game, even though I do think it's a pretty good game for the most part. Good Call of Duties in the past that were the most fun and have the most nostalgia, and a lot of people even claim are at the top of the list, were horrible games in terms of balancing, but that's also what made it fun. It wasn't a great game, some of them, but everything was OP and everything was fun, and that compared with good maps and devs that might actually care a little bit, boom, you have a good fucking game. How shocking is that, right? So, anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any opinions on anything I said. At least give some sort of feedback or reasons for why you think certain things. Don't just say you're wrong and then not even say anything. You know what I'm saying? Grow some balls, or I don't know, get some hair on your coochie and at least be able to have a conversation with me if you want, because I do respond to almost every comment, just like I did in my last video. And yeah, if you're curious about a lot of things I'm talking about in this video related to a lot of the issues with Warzone and multiplayer in general and things like that, click the last video, man. Go check it out. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.